Hello, so you've heard about Kiro, but what exactly is it and how could it help you as someone who is potentially non-technical or in a non-technical role? Well, Kiro is basically an agentic IDE. Now, IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. It's just a fancy term for a piece of software where you can take a look at code, where you can interact, in this case with Kiro, the agent, and do a variety of things like use a terminal, which some of you may be familiar with. Now, what we do with Kiro is basically help you do your best work. So whether you're someone who's working on a piece of code, understanding code, or someone who is not working with code at all, and maybe you are just looking to understand an Excel file or work on a new product management workflow. All of these things are things that Kiro can help you with. So let's take a look at what some of these capabilities are. Okay, so you're ready to get started with Kiro. What's the first thing that you need to do? Let's head to kiro.dev, and I have it already here. And from here, we can start by downloading Kiro. So we'll head to Downloads. Now in this section, you'll want to pick the right installer for your machine. So I'm running a Mac system, so I will download for Mac OS. But if you have a different operating system, you can check those out here. Download for Windows in the middle, and then Linux distribution over here on the right. So make sure you're downloading the proper package for your system. Okay, so we'll download this for Mac and wait for that to install. You do have an option to download for Apple Silicon or Intel, depending on which type of Mac you have. So make sure you pick the correct one here before you install to avoid any issues in the installing. Okay, once you have that installed, we'll go ahead and open up Kiro, and this is what we'll see. So we first have to sign in here, and there are a couple of different options for you to do, but we recommend signing in with one of the social logins, so something like Google or GitHub. Google's probably the easiest for most users, so we'll go ahead and do that. And you can see here I have an account, so I'll go ahead and use that account. Perfect. So now I am signed in to Kiro using my Google login. And you can take a look at that here by clicking the icon in the accounts bottom left, and you can see what you are logged in with. You'll also see that because we've registered as a brand new user, you have 500 bonus credits that will expire in about 30 days. So you can track that usage as you interact with Kiro and the agent and play around with some of the capabilities of the Kiro IDE or CLI. There are also some core capabilities that you'll hear me mention throughout this video that I want to make sure you understand what they are as I mention them. So some of the aspects of Kiro that you can basically plug and play with are abilities that you can add to Kiro that help you do a particular task that maybe Kiro wouldn't know about if it didn't have knowledge about that particular thing. So say I am somebody who's working with a project of architects, and the architects are having me review a project file for a new building, but maybe I don't know enough about the type of requirements that are expected for this building. So maybe I can give Kiro a file that basically has all this information, and then once I ask it to summarize that file, it has enough context about what the architects do, perhaps what the project is in the building, etc. So that could be something like steering. Now steering in this case could be a file that we provide to Kiro where we say, hey, let's guide you to understand this context a little bit better. So in the case of this architect example, I may give Kiro a file, a steering file, where I say, here's all the information about what it means to be an architect for this particular company. These are the projects that we are working on. And then when I ask Kiro a question, it can bring in that context and now understands how to give me a better summary or help me iterate through ideas. Maybe we're brainstorming together to understand how to add a new feature to this building, etc. So that is something called steering. Now there's another concept called MCP servers, and these servers are basically a way for you to extend Kiro's native abilities to other aspects. So to use other tools that exist outside of Kiro to do a particular thing. So maybe I'm somebody who needs help drawing a diagram for a particular task, or maybe I'm working on a PowerPoint and I would like to have a little diagram go in there. Kiro can help me with that if I give it access to an MCP server that exists for that. Now, there are MCP servers for a variety of things, and we can actually look at that here. There's a huge market of MCP tools that you can configure and play around with. So you can go into the official documentation here and play around with that and take a look. There are a couple of other items here that if you are wanting to go a little bit deeper with Kiro, you can take a look at. But the main one here that I want to mention is just Agentic chat. We'll see that in the demo a little bit later, but this is where you can just chat with Kiro and have a natural conversation where you ask it to help you on any particular task. There is also the concept of powers and the skills. Now, a power here is basically a way to give Kiro a packaged up solution that it can help you with. So if you are somebody who's working with, for example, Stripe, which is a payment processing software, Stripe has a power that you can plug into Kiro, and now when you need to use Stripe to do something, you can chat with Kiro and it will understand as you say, build this with Stripe, that it can use that Stripe power, it can call it on the back end and then add it into the project that you are working with. There's a variety of different powers in the marketplace too that you can take a look at. So if you look at installing powers, there's a whole section here on what powers are available for you. And then finally here we have agent skills. Now skills I like to think about as local helpers. So if I'm working with something really particular to my skill set, like maybe I'm making a video or doing a diagram or working on content and generating content, I may need help from a local skill that Kiro may not know natively about. Once you have the Kiro IDE opened up, there's a lot to explore within the interface. First things first, if you want to open up a new file within the IDE, you can click this folder icon on the top left and then either open up a folder or clone a repository. If you already had some files that were opened here, you could search through your open files. Down here, if you knew of any extensions that you wanted to use within the Kiro IDE, you could go ahead and install those here. We see some popular ones that are recommended here for Python, which is a programming language, or Jupyter Notebooks, which are for folks working on machine learning. And if I did have any Kiro powers or skills, we would see that here in the power section. So there's one that I already have pre-installed here, but we'll walk through that later. Now, if I wanted to get started talking to the Kiro agent, I could click this chat bubble here on the top right, and that would open up this pane where I can start interacting with the agent, and I can ask anything. So maybe I have this Excel file for some banking information, and let's say that I'm looking to understand with a little bit more clarity what's happening in this file. So this is a basic sample Excel file where we have some information about deposits and withdrawals, but maybe I just want to see if Kiro could help me understand this better. So I've opened up this same Excel sheet within the Kiro File Explorer. So now I'm going to open up Kiro Chat, and I could also do that with a hotkey for Mac. So in this case, it's Shift-Command-L, so I can open that up with Shift-Command-L as needed. If I'm in here, I can do Shift-Command-L, and now I'm ready to chat. Okay, so let's say that I wanted Kiro to help me understand what's in this Excel sheet. I can go ahead and ask it to summarize the items in this Excel sheet. It's going to run through a couple of things to make sure that it understands how to read Excel files. And then down here it says, great, here's a summary of what's happening. You have a bank statement for this account. Looks like the transactions are from April 2017, and then it jots down what each transaction was with the debit, credit, and corresponding balance numbers. And then it also even does a little summary here. There's a withdrawal for deposits, some interest, etc. So this is a way that you can use Kiro to do some more simple interactions with data. So like a little bit more data pre-processing and just understanding like what is happening in a file. Now, separately, something else that we can do with Kiro is do something like draw diagrams. So I have an MCP server here, which we can take a look at, called Excalidraw. Now, Excalidraw existed before Kiro became a thing, and you could use it and you can go to the website and do some diagrams, but I would have to do a lot of that manually. Whereas now, because I've installed this Excalidraw MCP, my Kiro agent can understand how to use it on my behalf. So I can say something like, use Excalidraw to generate an animation of 2 stick figures running and, I don't know, adding 2 plus 2 on a whiteboard. Let's see what happens. So I give this prompt over to Kiro. Kiro understands, because I've used the word Excalidraw, that it has a tool, which is that MCP server for Excalidraw. It's going to prompt me here to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it that it has access to do that. And it's going to go ahead and try to create this. Now let's see what happens. I will fast forward here to save on some time, and we'll see what this has generated. Okay, so it looks like Kiro just finished up. So let's take a look at what it created. The second one here is our animation file. So let's take a look. I will close out this. Okay, so we've got Alice and Bob, and they're kind of running toward the whiteboard, and then 2 plus 2 equals 4 is on there. So that's pretty cool. Again, this is just kind of a silly example. Okay, so we're back in Kiro, and I mentioned earlier that I have a local skill that helps me write content proposals using existing content that I've already created. And we can see that skill here. It's called CFP Writer, and there's a file here called skills.md, short for Markdown, that basically gives Kiro an understanding of what to know about calls for papers, so that it can help me better iterate and brainstorm through this process. If I am going in and just chatting with Kiro, I can have it help me brainstorm. So I said to Kiro, help me brainstorm for a new CFP on Kiro onboarding, which is what we're here to do today. And so it understands I've said CFP, so it knows that that word is linked to the CFP writer skill. And so it tells me, great, I've got the CFP skill loaded up. Let's brainstorm. So, what level session are we thinking? What format am I thinking? Are there any specific conferences that I'm targeting? What's my angle? And XYZ. So let's say that I'm looking for a level 200 talk workshop style, and angle is to help beginner users understand how to use Kiro. Okay, so we've given it a little bit more context about what I want to be building, and it's off to the races. So it says, okay, well, let's understand our audience, right? We've said that we want it at a level 200 workshop format. It's going to talk us through extracting that story, developing a title, matching the verification for a 200 level, what that actually means, what should we expect people to learn, and maybe even talk us through what style and language we should use for this particular call for paper. And then at the end here, it tells us a little bit more about Kiro. It gives us a rough idea of how we can start playing around with this. So this is a great template if I wanted to grab this and then iterate on it, and then once it's ready, I can go ahead and submit it to a conference. So this is the idea with a skill. This is one that I've built out to help me in my everyday tasks of brainstorming and thinking about how I can start presenting at more conferences. You can do a lot more with Kiro than just programming, than just taking a look at data files. You can really open up your abilities here by introducing either MCP servers or skills or powers for Kiro to play around with and enable you to do other things.